What's up, YouTube family? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification button so that you can be notified in all our videos uploaded. Follow us on Instagram, and also don't forget to join us in our Telegram community. We have our website whereby we post all our services, prices, news, and events. Also, don't forget to be part of our Facebook and Twitter community. Guys have to understand that trading financial assets is quite risk. So please invest the amount of money that you're willing to lose. And also, you have to understand that previous trades or performance does not really guarantee your future results and returns. So all the time, be alert on using proper risk management. Lastly, if you're looking for any financial advice and not one, please find a certified and regulated financial advisor for any financial advice. All right, guys. So I know some of you are actually eager and really waiting to get and see potential setups being posted in my YouTube channel. Thank you for following me, and I know you have been benefiting quite a lot from my setup being sent every week. So I have about 10 good setup for Forex pairs this week. And I thought, like, when I would just drop to the market this morning, I thought maybe I should share something. So you can choose to trade all of them or just some, depending on your trading style. So this is what I know. I mean, this is what I have, and this is what I think the market might play ending this week, maybe probably next week. So you might want to actually see what I have, so you can compare with your can compare with your setups or your strategy in trading financial market. So let's see what I have for you, today, and maybe you can get some quite good setup in the market today. So actually, I have gold setup. I think you guys remember, you have been trading gold for quite some time. It's been quite a good trade for a while now, and as you can see, we traded gold starting from somewhere here, so we rode it towards, to where the price is now. So that's quite a good movement, and I'm sure a lot of people have collected quite a number of pips from gold. So what I can see, and what you can see displaying on my chart, is an inverse head and shoulder pattern. We have an inverse and head shoulder pattern. So this is what my left shoulder. We have the head and the right shoulder here. So you can see this was actually an inverse and an inverse in the head and shoulder pattern. So it actually printed quite very well. It was actually very, very clear, and as you can see, price actually went quite very well, and we could actually see where the price has a potential also to quite move a little bit up. And let's see actually what we can actually find out of gold. So we have our neckline here. We have our neckline here of the inverse head and shoulder. So to what I actually for inverse and head and shoulder, this pattern, where we trade it, is once the neckline is actually broken and retested, it has a potential to actually proceed with the original trend. So I'm looking for gold to actually stay bullish for quite some time. But again, we actually analyze time after time and see, once the market has reached a certain potential area, we'll have to analyze and see what actually is going to happen. So for gold, you can see here what it was actually a falling wedge. Some of you don't know the falling wedge. So this is actually a falling wedge, and actually the market actually broken this area and retested with a potential double bottom. So actually, I'm looking actually to keep on my long position. I'm actually maintaining my long position for gold, and this could be my quickly target, right? So for those who actually haven't yet went long on gold, they can actually take their profit somewhere here where I wrote a quick target, so that actually you can see from there, we can actually reanalyze the market and see what's going to happen. So I shared this setup actually this morning. I came to reanalyze again, and I told people to keep on holding their long position. So once market has actually reached the quick target that we can see there, actually once the market reach the quick target here, so we can actually see the market, we can actually might have to see market, maybe it might bounce, may fail to actually proceed with the long movement. So if actually it falls, so we might have to look for a short position. But I would love to see what once the market has actually reached this level. So market might also have the potential to break and continue with the uptrend. So actually, once market has actually reached that level, we'll need to reanalyze and see what actually the potential of the gold setup, and see what actually is going to happen. So it's quite important to reanalyze and see what's going to be our potential direction for gold. So for now, if actually you're longing and you have actually entered maybe in the last 2-3 candles, you should actually make close some of the position at the quick target. So that's for gold. So I also have another setup for silver. So I have silver as well. So let's see actually silver, what's going to happen in silver. So this is a setup for silver. This is silver. Most of the time silver goes in the similar direction with gold. So you wanna, sometimes when you're trading gold, you wanna see actually what silver is doing in the market. So we can have a potential setup for silver this afternoon. So as you can see, you can for silver, we had this level here, and it was actually broken. This level was actually broken. So this level was actually broken. Okay, so this level was actually broken, and we want to know what's going to happen after the level is being broken. So once the level has been broken, we could see the market actually tested that same area. So we might probably also long silver and the same direction as for gold. So that's why I also wanted to share with you something what I can see for silver. So if you put your trend line somewhere here, you could see this was actually a bullish trend. This was actually a bullish trend. So yeah, so I see a potential movement. So let's see what you can actually grab in the market. What you can actually grab in the market, but that's not a really good. Okay, I will remove that one. So let's see. Actually, I can see also there's kind of a falling wedge. Let's see this, the falling wedge. Let's see what you can get out of this. Right, so this is what I can actually potentially see in the market. Let's just okay, extend this up to somewhere here. So if this was an uptrend, okay, let me zoom in. So if this was an uptrend, price was actually moving up. So this trend was actually broken, right? So this trend was actually broken. And remember, once the trend has actually been broken, it has a potential to come and make a correction back in the market. So I'm looking at silver in that perspective. And once the market comes at this level, there is when this trend is actually going to be retested, or it's going to be retested. So I'm actually looking to see silver coming to this level, and you can see this was actually a falling wedge, right? A kind of a flag also. So a bullish flag. So this falling wedge actually in the market, in the uptrend market, it shows that the market is actually making a correction in the market, and it has a potential to actually move further with that movement. So I'm mostly interested actually much to see silver going up to this particular level. However, there's another, a smaller and minor zone, or a minor potential area somewhere here. You might also want to see, once you can have your close some few position. You must also want to actually reanalyze once you see the market has actually touched this area. So it might break or might fail to break, but that's also a small minor area where price might actually hesitate to move in a smooth manner up to this particular area. So keep an eye on silver. It might give us a good profit or a good setup to actually reach at this particular point. If actually you're seeing maybe actually the stop loss is quite huge, then you might want to wait for price to come and break this area. Once the price has actually break this area and retest it, then you can actually have a smaller stop loss for market to actually potentially reach here. So that's my view for silver. Let's look at USD ZARI. Let's look at what we have on USD ZARI. So this is actually a good and potential setup. So we have actually, as you can see, a potential double top, and I'm looking for price to actually come near this area, actually around those and around this area. If the price fails to take this high, then it has the potential to actually reverse and continue with the downtrend. So this is actually a double top structure actually forming in the market for USD ZARI. So you might have to wait a little bit and see what is actually going to happen once the price actually approach this area. So if at all we go short for USD ZARI, and then this is gonna be our potential take profit area. It's gonna be our potential take profit area for the first phase. So you might want to actually close some of your position once prices reach this area. So once price actually break this area, this neck, actually because this one is actually a double top. So once price break this neckline, we might have a potential setup to go down. But again, you need to analyze. Once you have to see the breakout, the retest, before you can actually go short in USD ZARI. So let's wait. I always insist that guys, you have to wait for the market to play it safe, to print an important structure before you can actually take any decision in the market, right? Don't go ahead of the market. Just wait and see what the market is actually behaving before you jump in, because you want to protect your investment, right? So that's a potential setup for USD ZARI, and actually you might wanna actually observe it and see what's happening for USD ZARI, right? So another one we have, I have for you USD CHF, USD Swiss franc, United States dollar, Swiss franc. So let's see what we have. If it can actually look at USD Swiss franc, this was a setup we had analyzed quite long ago, and actually it has a potential movement as we have actually predicted in the previous video. So you want to check some of how we actually analyze USD CHF in this in the previous video. Just check the link passing up, then you can see how I've actually come out with USD Swiss franc to this far. So I can also potentially see an inverse, a big picture of inverse head and shoulder pattern, right? I could see a big picture of inverse head and shoulder pattern. This is our left shoulder, and this is our head, and this is actually the right shoulder. So price failed to break this neckline. Price actually failed to break this neckline, and it came to actually to make the, remember I told you that we are expecting actually to have a red shoulder here, but also we could also see a deep correction back to 50 and 61. So that previous video I've explained it quite well. So we are still following up with USD Swiss franc, and I've actually you can see the second shoulder, right? The second right shoulder for USD Swiss franc. So you can see that prices actually make a potential movement up to has come into this TP area, right? So this is gonna be our interest area if actually it can break this area or not. So it's quite important to you for you to observe how USD Swiss franc is going to behave once it has actually reached the take profit area. So it's quite important for you to be. If actually you haven't taken this trade, you might not, you might have to be patient and see what's going to happen once price reaches here, right? Once price reaches here. So patience is actually very, very key and important in trading financial markets. So if you haven't actually entered in this trade, you want to just have to observe what's going to happen for USD Swiss franc, right? So I also have a USD card potential setup for you. So let's see what we can grab out of USD card. So this is USD card. This is actually USD card, and actually there was, as you can see, this one was actually an uptrend, right? An uptrend, and market gave us a what? A wedge, a falling wedge, or a bullish flag, right? So this is actually quite important for you to signal you to actually tells you that price has a potential to actually go up. So if I can actually draw here, we also have a minor kind of an inner trend line. So this was a major trend line, right? This was actually a major trend line here. If I can extend it further. So price is actually making a higher low going up. So let's see how the market is actually going to play. So if I have to, if I have to zoom and see how the market is actually going to play. So that is what I can see. We have also an inside or another uptrend channel being initiated inside the bigger uptrend channel. So let's see what can actually get. My interest is to see USD card come to this level. My interest is to see USD card come to this level. So we might have to wait and see actually how, if the price is gonna break this area, or we have this spinning top. We can see here. So we might have to see what the market is going to do once the current candle is going to close. Is it going to manage to break that trend line channel, or is going actually to reverse and continue with the uptrend? So it's quite important for you to be patient and see how the market is actually playing out, right? You wanna see how the market is playing out. So that's quite really important for you. You have to actually see what the market has the potential to do once the price has actually reached that area. So let's see other 5 setups for today as well. So before we proceed, guys, make sure you have actually subscribed to our YouTube channel and you have turned on the notification bell to receive all our notifications. But also, I would love you guys to actually comment on this video below. Comment on this video below and give me a thumb up. Give me a thumb up, give me a like. I love to actually to hear and to hear from you what you have actually got from this video. So give me a thumb up, comment on this video below so that we can go together, right? So let's continue with our analysis and see what other potential setups we have for this week. So we have NZD Swiss franc, NZD Swiss franc, New Zealand Swiss franc. Actually, before we start with the New Zealand, let's start with New Zealand USD, right? Let's start with New Zealand USD and see what I can actually give us. So this is actually a chart for New Zealand United States dollar, and as you can see, the general trend of this NZD USD is actually a bullish. This is actually a general trend for now, since for almost for the whole for a month, since March 19th. So we had a bullish market. So for New Zealand USD, what I can actually see is we had a previous falling wedge or a bullish flag. And as I told you, once you see you're in an uptrend or in a downtrend and you get a flag, so you might wanna you be interested to actually observe that pair to know that the trend is actually correcting itself and it's continuing with the trend. So you can also see that this was actually a falling wedge or a bullish flag. And also here, we can actually see another falling wedge or a bullish flag. So I'm actually interested to see market continue with an uptrend, right? And also you can see this is actually a double bottom, actually a double or triple bottom for that case. So for that structure, it actually tells us that the market is actually has a potential to go up. So if you haven't actually long this pair, you can actually get in, and also your stop loss should be somewhere here, as I've actually indicated somewhere here. But again, this could also be a little bit deeper or a big stop loss. So you might have to wait for a little pullback for you to find your entry point for New Zealand USD, right? So once the market actually reaches this at the third touch, because you have the first touch here, and this is going to be a second and the third touch. So you might also want to reanalyze once the market touch the trend line, right? Because even somewhere here, we can actually see that we have a kind of a minor area here, a minor interesting area somewhere here. So make sure that once you have actually entered in this trade, you trail your stop loss, right? You trail your stop loss and make sure you protect your profit, right? Because the market might also bounce a little bit, play somewhere a little bit around somewhere here before it reaches our interested area somewhere here. So you might also want to be careful once you enter this trade. But again, I see a good and it's a potential trade for this week. So let's catch up quickly on New Zealand Japanese yen and see what it has to give us for this week, right? So as you can see, again, I love sometimes to see this pattern displaying themselves quite open, right? These are quite clear patterns. And before that, we had this bullish trend, right? We had this bullish trend, right? So the reversal pattern also is actually the inverse head and shoulder is a good potential reversal pattern for either it was a bullish or a bearish trend, right? So for this trend, you can see this was the right shoulder, and you also have another right shoulder somewhere here. And this is actually a minor double, you can call even a triple bottom or something if actually you zoom it. So you can actually see the market has the potential also to actually move to this area. And remember, once we have actually analyze this pair as the JPY, we also actually, this pair, the couple, I think somewhere last week, we actually also analyzed New Zealand Japanese yen, and you might also want to see how it was. So check that link above so that you can see how we came up and how we actually came from this area in the second shoulder, right? So the market actually bounced from this, from the neckline. We actually expected the price to break the neckline, but actually came to retest again the second shoulder. So you might now have to see how the market actually played. If actually not sure if you should actually take a trade at this particular time, you might also want to see if the neckline is going to actually be broken. So if the neckline is going to be broken and retested, right? Let me show you. So if the neckline is going to be retested, to be broken and retested, we might end with and give us a reversal structure, right? A continuation structure. Then we might want to go long for NZD JPY, right? So you have to actually wait and see how the market is going to play, right? Because this area we had quite the market actually resisted to actually move up, right? the market actually resisted to move up. So you might have to wait and see what is actually going to happen, because we had this first touch, this second touch here, the third touch here. So the market, that area is a little bit exhausted. So we might see actually a breakout from that neckline, right? We might see a break of the neckline. So, but again, don't go ahead of the market. Wait for the market to actually play it safe, because it might also break the right shoulder and move down. So you have to actually see what what the market is going to print. In fact, a good confirmation is going to be where the market break that neckline, right, and retest it. So that's going to be a very solid, actually, a confirmation for you to buy NZEJPY. Remember always to use proper risk management, guys. The market might not also play to what we actually anticipate. So don't go ahead of the market, and also use proper risk management, no matter how confident you are in the market. That's key. You need to protect your capital, right? So let's see, we have NZD Canadian dollar. So let's see, NZD Canadian dollar, NZD Canadian dollar. Okay. So as you can see, also we have this the similar, if you can notice, we have kind of a similar structure for NZD pairs, right? We have a similar structure for NZD pairs. So I can also see not a really clear inverse and head shoulder pattern for New Zealand Canadian dollar. So, but again, price at this level made that right shoulder, right? So price also somewhere here, we have this trend line with the first touch somewhere here. We have this second touch somewhere here, and the third touch somewhere here. So I can see a potential movement up here. So I can see a potential movement. But again, I have indicated we have the first take profit and the second take profit. So you might have to analyze once the price has actually hit the first take profit, right? So if you haven't actually entered in this trade, you can see that that's going to be our stop loss. The stop loss could be a little bit deeper, I understand, for those with small account. But again, if the market has actually left you, you need to wait and see what's going to happen once the price has actually given us our take profit one, right? So once the market actually break this area and retest, then we might have to reanalyze and find another opportunity somewhere here for the price to go, for us to go long, right? For us to go long. But again, as you can see, this is actually our first touch, our second touch, and this is the third touch. So this trend line is a little bit exhausted. So let's see if it can actually break, that this area, if it can actually break this take profit one area. If it actually break, that's good, a good confirmation for us to actually go long. But you have to wait and see a proper retest to that level. So another one I would love to for us to look at New Zealand Swiss franc. New Zealand Swiss franc, right? New Zealand Swiss franc. So that's New Zealand Swiss franc. For guys who are actually following my YouTube channel, we also analyze New Zealand Swiss franc. So you can check again in the previous video how we have actually analyzed New Zealand Swiss franc. So with New Zealand Swiss franc, we also have kind of similar pattern. As I told you, most of the NZD pairs have quite a similar pattern with inverse head and shoulder pattern, right? So the market has actually broken this neckline. So this was actually a neckline. This area was actually a neckline. And the price actually, as I drew here, it had the potential to break and retest. But again, it failed to continue with this trend, right? So we might have to, but again, it gave us a double bottom structure here. First touch, second touch. So the price is actually moving up to take profit one, right? Price is actually moving up to take profit one, and we are also interested to see price coming to take profit two, right? So if you haven't actually entered this trade, this is going to be a stop loss. But again, if the stop loss is actually big and deeper for you, wait for the market to break the take profit one with a good retest, this breakout in a good retest for you to actually jump in for take profit two. Actually, if we have to analyze a little bit much further, this is what I see also. This is what I can see, right? This is what I see. Yeah, again, I don't see any. Okay, leave alone this. Let's leave alone. If actually I see this, can you see a flag here? Somebody, can you see a flag? I can see this potential structure somewhere here, right? I can see this potential structure somewhere here. So again, that's a flag. That's a flag, or actually a falling wedge. So again, that if this wedge is actually broken and retested, then we have a potential movement to take profit too, right? So make sure you find a good entry for this setup. Well, another setup we have for our last setup for today is Audi NZD, right? Audi NZD. Let's see where is Audi NZD. Right, that's gonna be our last setup for today. Right, that's gonna be our last setup for today. So actually, again, we had this bullish structure here. Actually, price was actually moving in what? In this trend, right? So you can see this. Price was actually moving in that manner, right? In that fashion, that manner. So right, so price was actually moving in that direction. So having that for Audi NZD, right? Having that for Audi NZD. So we could see we have a potential double top, right? We have a potential double top. So this double top, right? So this double top have actually, you can see if you zoom, we have an engulfing structure here, right? That tells that this is a double top, and it has a potential for price to actually drop, right? It has a potential for the price to actually drop. So I'm looking and I'm interested to short Australian dollar, New Zealand, right? I'm actually interested to short it, and this is gonna be our neckline. This is actually a our take profit one, but again, it's actually our neckline. So this is actually our neckline, right? This is actually our neckline. So once that neckline is actually broken, then we might have to see a what? A breakout, right? A breakout, a retest back to the neckline with a potential continuation structure towards take profit two, right? Towards take profit two. So that is how I can actually see it, right? But if you look at this in another way, for our DNZD, right? You could see if after all the price actually break the neckline, right? I see a potential head and shoulder pattern. Can someone see what I see? I see actually a potential head and shoulder pattern structure forming itself, right? So this is actually what I also see, right? So this is, could be also a potential, right? So this is what I could see also. This is what I see. This is what I see. I love to see this structure actually playing out like this. So again, this could be somewhere here could be our right shoulder, right? This somewhere here could be our right shoulder. So let's see how the market is going to play. So we might have to get this and this and this, right? So this could also be our potential area. But also, again, in a big picture, what do you guys see? I also see another structure like this. This is an inverse, right? So this is actually, we do the analysis. You need to see also the big picture before you actually take that trade, right? So I see this as a big picture, right? Can someone also see that? So this is what I can see as a big picture also. I see this as a big picture. It might have to play, okay. It might have to play like this. Okay, let me just do something like this. Okay, it might have to play something like this, right? Again, you could see if this was an inverse head and shoulder, this is a breakout, right? This is a breakout and retest. So you have to be careful here, right? It might have continued, but for me, I see this as a double top and it has a potential to actually come down, right? So I really don't see a continuation to the uptrend, to the upside from that level. But again, the market actually all the time is going to lead us. The market is actually going to lead. But with this structure, you see this actually this candlestick, I see a market has the potential to actually drop. So we're actually going to reanalyze once the market actually has reached take profit one. So you have to be careful and see what is actually going to be played out or printed. But that's a good potential. So that is what I have for you for this week. I have shared 10 potential setups for you for this week, and I'm sure you're going to actually make a follow up in those structures. So you can actually grab any good setup that you can find a little bit potential. So, guys, I just want to say thank you for watching from my YouTube channel and my YouTube videos. And I'm going to see you and catch up with you in my next video.